Welcome to Faith in Vegas, presented by KEEN TV 17, a program to inspire and inform our viewers about the unique community in which we live.
Hey, welcome to Faith in Vegas. I'm your host, David Lee, and today we have a special guest. Well, what am I saying? They're all special, but this one, fitness extraordinaire, Edward Ong.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks for being on the show, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No problem. And if you guys don't know, I've actually served with Edward on a youth ministry.
Yep.
Give them a little brief, little thing on that.
I serve with Dave at Central Christian Church, and we are responsible for guiding Las Vegas's youth. And I feel it's brought me a lot of openness to speaking about my faith, and not only that, but in a good way, it's got me more confident. And I think today that's really, really important, because we can be Christians, but we need to be Christians that are courageous enough to share the word of Christ. You can't just be one of those standby Christians and watch the world go by and you be good and you be at peace. What the Lord wants us to do is to share what you have. He's given you that gift. So we have a special opportunity to teach that to our youth and to have them start up, especially in a time where they're very, very confused, hormones raging, everything like that. And, kids at that age being so judgmental of each other. We have an opportunity to really relieve them of that. And that's what Christ does for me, and I'm pretty sure that's what Christ does for these kids. And when we have that opportunity, it's a blessing, and I don't take it for granted, and I'm sure you don't.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So I understand that you're not a local here. You're not exactly a local. Not from here.
I'm not from Vegas.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Guam, USA, and so I say USA because it's a United States territory. And I've been here for about 15 years.
What brought you here?
What brought me here was, to be honest, I had two reasons why I came here. And one was to be closer with my grandfather, who I knew was getting to that age where I was going to miss him. And the second was I had a son, and he was living in San Diego. I wanted to be closer to him. So I packed up, moved over to Vegas, and 15 years later, here I am, fitness professional at Lifetime, and I'm digging it. I love this place.
Fitness professional. I'm glad you brought that up. Have you done any shows?
What do you say when you say shows?
As far as bodybuilding or physique?
Man, I'm so glad you asked. I love fitness in general. Health and fitness has been so good to me, and I was not always this fit, but I've always been involved with training. I'll tell you this much: I love the sport of wrestling. I love sports. I love movement of the body, and I love trying new things. So when I had an opportunity to go back into the health and fitness industry, I jumped at the chance, but I made sure that I made it fun. I'm a learner at heart, and that's why when I learn about health and fitness, I learn about the different fitness modalities, muscle hypertrophy, bodybuilding, endurance training for not only marathons or long distance, but triathlons. When you talk about endurance, you can talk about a strength endurance, not only cardiovascular endurance. I love the aspect of bodybuilding. So I like to try and hit and experience each genre and educate myself and really keep educating myself, so that when I have these various types of clients with various types of needs, I'm able to hit on that and speak to it intelligently, not only because I learned from it, but I've experienced it personally. I know what I go through. I know what my body goes through. When I build muscle, I know how heavy I get, and I know what to expect. And when I lose weight, I know how light I get, and I know how strong that makes me feel because of less pressure on my joints. So it's good to understand all of those aspects of fitness, because it just makes me a more well-rounded trainer.
That's true. So do you have it down to a science?
I wouldn't say I have it down to a science. I didn't even answer your question. I have done some shows, and I've won 2, both in the Masters division. I did one in California, and I believe that was the Ironman show. I took first in that Masters division and second in the, it was third in the Open. And then the Jay Cutler on 2014, I took first in the Masters division, and I think I placed 4th in the Open. And the Masters division basically is the old timers 35 and over division, and then the Open is anybody above the age of 18 can go ahead and take that show and enter. So I love doing it. Physique or bodybuilding, whichever you like to call it. To me, men's physique is still bodybuilding. You're still trying to cultivate a beautiful physique through looking at yourself in the mirror and making sure that you have just a really good broad set of shoulders, nice set of legs, calves, and really good set of every body part needs to pop and
be symmetrical
with each other. So that's what we do, and I like this genre. I like it very much because it gives you the confidence to understand how to age gracefully. And when you can do that, where you can make yourself confident through the body that you love, the body that God gave us, and you can take care of it that way. It's a win-win. You train hard, you look good, you have a longer life to stay faithful to God and to share the Word of God.
Awesome. You know what? I want to hear more. But right about now, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back, guys. Thank you for sticking around. We're still here with Edward Ong, and we were just talking about how you were doing shows, and you won a couple. Was that the driving force to get you to start training other people?
You know what? With me, I think God guides every aspect of my life. And if you take a look at my Facebook page or my Instagram page or even my bodybuilding.com page, you will find that my page belongs to the Lord. So anybody that reaches out to me, they will understand the type of athlete that I am. I'm not one that is overly consumed by myself. I feel like when I do this, I have an opportunity to reach out to people and connect with them, use this as a connective tool, and then share my faith and have the reasons for why I do this. In the end, I'm preserving the body that God has given me, and I want to share to people how I do that.
So why exactly do you train? Like what is the one thing that keeps you going?
I guess for me, you have to understand that life is a gift from God, and you have this obligation, this responsibility to take care of this body of yours. It's not yours, really. You're borrowing it for a little bit. It belongs to God. He purchased it with a high price, and that's why we have that responsibility. And I'm not going to let it go. As soon as I found out that that my body can change in different ways, it's such a fascinating. We have such a fascinating gift, and so many people just don't know how to use it, or do not use it to the extent that it can be used. And yeah, I think it's just a wonderful thing when you know how to train, and train to where you can love life to another level.
Yeah, I like that you do that, because, and you're not so self-involved, and I'm not, because I've had trainers. I've had a trainer where he was so consumed with himself, and like, you know, I'm pushing weights.
Yeah.
And when I'm done pushing weights, I see him on the side doing a selfie, pushing the shutter button. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have to understand. And by the way, I'm sorry, but both of my Facebook and my Instagram has been disabled. So the only thing I have not done was take down my bodybuilding.com page. But I both took those down because I've just had my feed has just been flooded with negative energy from, you know, the political outbursts from the right and the left, and so I just choose to disable it for this time, and I'm really enjoying that. I really am. So no selfies for me, and yeah, I'm really enjoying the fact that I've disconnected myself from social media.
Oh yeah, it's like a weight off your shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
And there was one point where I disabled my entire Facebook for like an entire week, and it was so relieving. I felt so good.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I've decided to do.
Yeah, and the only reason why I turned it back on, because I needed to listen to Pandora.
Yeah.
So, I got a question. In regards to training, is there a right way versus a wrong way to train people?
That's a very interesting question and very valid question, because there's no there always is a way to train people, but you have to understand that there are different training for different people. There are different motivation tactics for different people. What I use for one client may not be appropriate for the next. Now, I'm not in the business of training people who are already healthy. You know, to me, I mean, I'm always looking for that client that really needs help to help themselves lose weight, to lower down their cholesterol, to lower down their triglycerides, to lower down their high blood pressure. That's who I am as a trainer, and that's what I choose to do. So if there's a right and wrong way, that really depends on the trainer and his or her experience level. If you have a good trainer, that trainer will always find out why you want to be trained by a trainer. What is the underlying factor that you are compelled to spend $100 an hour to train an individual that's going to cause you a little bit of pain, you know. But everybody has their way. Some I may not agree with because it's too aggressive. I'm led by the Lord every single morning. My morning prayer is always for the Lord to guide me, to say the right things, to do the right things, and do them at the right moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome, man. You know, that is very inspiring. Oh my goodness! Like, 'cause it's been kind of like as I progress in the transformation, I feel like, and I don't know if it feels like an accident, but I feel like my tolerance for people
Yeah.
excuses
Yeah.
is going down.
Yeah.
Is that a natural occurrence?
It's a natural occurrence, but you don't want to let that guide you, because everybody is different. You don't know if somebody who is overweight has a condition called hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's, where you can do everything correct and still not lose weight.
Yeah.
You don't know that. And so that's where I believe your tolerance has to be maintained at a certain level, and expect that, that there's going to be people who work hard, and just because that you see them not progressing in the form of losing weight doesn't mean that they're not doing everything that they can.
Yeah.
I've actually increased my tolerance for those kind of people, because it must be sad for them. It must be so frustrating for somebody to do everything that their trainer and nutritionist is telling them to do, and somehow they're not responding.
Yeah.
And this is why, we have to take things to another level, where we connect ourselves with the correct doctors that will do the right tests to find out whether your condition of that you, when you train, you don't respond. What is that caused by? What is that caused by? Is it something thyroidal? Is it hormonal? Is it something hereditary? And what do we do to guide that person to a healthier lifestyle?
Oh man, that is awesome. You know what? We gotta be back. We'll be back. We'll talk more. See you in a bit. And we're back, guys. Thank you for sticking around. We were talking about how tolerance in people with their goals. Ed, let's speak in terms of your profession. What are some of the temptations of being a trainer? Do you face any?
I think that comes with experience. Temptation is always going to be around us, and during my fitness journey to get as fit as I am now, I can tell you the truth. I was faced with those weekends where friends would come over to Vegas and call me out and say, hey, let's have a drink too. And it's hard when that happens. But I think over a period of time, based on how I live my life and how my peers see me, as long as I'm who I am.
Yeah.
I don't think people are more tempted to call me and say, hey, let's get plastered. No.
Yeah.
They know that's not who I am. That's not what I do. And I believe just the way I am as a person, as long as God leads your life, you'll find that people on the wayside will just stand back and watch and see, should I ask? And they'll know that it's probably not appropriate to ask Edward to go and drink or go to someplace on the strip and do something incorrect or bad.
Yeah. I got you. Because I'm a stand-up comic, and as an entertainer, we have to go to these events. They're at night. There's alcohol involved.
Right.
I actually had to step away from the scene a little bit, and now I'm only doing it once a week at a donut shop, and I think that's my biggest struggle right now, performing at a donut shop, because you get paid to perform by one donut, and if you win, you get a dozen.
Oh wow!
I've won 5 or 6 times in a row, and each time I had to turn down the dozen.
Well, that means you're good, and you have your faith in yourself and is strong, and you know that you're disciplined. I think with fitness, there comes a level of progressive discipline, and right now, as I've told you before, I can turn it on and turn it off and be ultra disciplined and learn to pull it back when my family is around me, so I'm not such a stick in the mud, and that's that comes over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
develops over time. For some people, it's fast, quick. You can be that person very quickly.
Yeah.
And for others, it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of going in and out, and that's where you see people yo-yoing. Sometimes their weight goes up, their weights go down, like really far up, like 30 pounds overweight, then you go back down.
Yeah.
Good again. And you don't want to be doing that because it stresses the body a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you find the weight that you desire and you hit that perfect place, stick to it.
Yeah.
Learn and have your body adapt to that weight, because your body will thank you for that.
Nice. So, can you give me an example of a time where, when you were training a client, not only did you help them physically, but you also helped them spiritually?
Yeah. I have a client that, he's very special to me. I see him every 5 a.m. And his life has been challenged in a way where his mom has developed first stages of Alzheimer's, and also there's a tumor in her head. Wow. And I won't name his name, but he is struggling with this. And at the first part of us meeting, he lost a ton of weight. And I said, you know what, next time we're gonna go enter a Spartan race, And he said, well, when's the next one? Well, the next one for you is going to probably be next year. Which one are you doing? He says, I'm going to be doing the one in a few weeks from now. And, this guy, he entered the Spartan race and he finished, surprisingly faster than a lot of my clients who were actually training for it. And
Yeah.
he was, he ran with more weight than anybody else, but finished. He had a heart of gold, and he's just being plagued by all of these stressors in his life
Yeah.
that caused him to gain the weight back. And a special moment was when I prayed with him, and just for God to enter his life and enter, every day of his life, to give him the strength and determination to kind of push forward every day.
Yeah.
And trust in God. And I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that it was the first trainer that's ever prayed with him. So, and it's not because of me, it's because of God telling me to do the right things at the right time. Nice. For that right reason.
So if people wanted to get a hold of you, maybe be your client, you have you as their trainer, how could they get a hold of you?
Just check me out at Lifetime at Green Valley, and there's 2 locations at Lifetime Summerlin and Lifetime in Green Valley, and just ask for Edward Ong.
Edward Ong. All right, you guys heard it. Edward Ong, Lifetime, Green Valley. Check him out, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you. The show's done. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. It's an honor, and I'll see you guys later. Aloha.
Thanks for watching Faith in Vegas, a presentation of KEEN TV 17. We hope you've enjoyed today's program, and we'd love to hear your comments and suggestions for the show. You can contact KEEN TV 17 at the address on the screen.